Me and Sosa in the whip, got two bitches in the back. Red and blue lights flashing, but we not looking back. These Tesla feel like a spaceship, this bitch going way too. Spread it wide, close your eyes, I'm going in dry. It's sweet. So I listened to Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish. I know it's an older album, it came out in May, but I didn't listen to it, and there's no new albums out right now. So I was like, fuck it, let's get the series started with an album that I didn't listen to. Let's talk about my first listen, which was more of like a passive listen. I was playing games and shit like that. And my top 4 that I had on here was Chihiro, Birds of a Feather, The Greatest, and Blue. For Chihiro, I fucked with it because it was more lo-fi. The way she was singing was just a vibe. I was vibing out to this shit. I was like, hold on, this shit going on the playlist. Threw that shit on there immediately. Then Birds of a Feather, I fucked with the beat and the instrumental. Phineas, I'm not gonna lie, that nigga is talented. When it comes to him and his production, he was on every beat, just him. And I was like, yo, this nigga might be the GOAT. And I like that Billie was more on this song, just like showing her range. Like, yeah, nigga, I could sing. Like, she was going from head voice to chest voice, all of these different things, falsetto. I felt like she was belting in there too. She was showing her vocal range and her techniques and what she can actually do. And that's why I really fucked with that song from like a singing perspective. And The Greatest, I fucked with the transition. It started off like soft and quiet and then had this big bombastic like transition, and I really fucked with that. And Blue, I felt like was a 10 out of 10 final track on an album. Those are very important when it comes to album crafting. The first song and the last song are very important because the last song, it has to feel like a good conclusion of what you're talking about, and the first song has to be a very good introduction to the album and really grab ears. So I thought Blue was a very good 10 out of 10 final track. So for my first listen, I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Don't get mad because we're gonna go into the second listen. But I gave it a cool 6.5 because I felt as though a lot of these songs, they were cool, but not a lot of them grabbed me, right? And a lot of them I felt like I probably won't go back and re-listen to the song ever again. But on the second listen, I pulled up the lyrics. I played it on my big studio monitors. For the people that don't make music, those are speakers. Could I have said speakers? Yes, but I wanted to seem a little snobby. Now on the second listen, one song that really caught my attention that didn't catch my attention the first time was Lunch. I like the line where she said, she's the headlights on the deer, skirt. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a little dumb. I like little dumb lines like that. Also, I like the use of the bass guitar. It gives the song like this real like funky sound to it. I don't know how to like explain it. If you listen to the song before, you know what I'm saying? Like sounds funky, like makes me like bop my head a little bit. Also, the song feels very like bisexual. I don't know how to explain it, but like it feels like you could be a dude and listen to this, and you could be a female and listen to the song, and it's not like, oh, she's talking about fucking getting plowed. You get what I'm saying? And it's like uncomfortable. It's like, oh, I could listen to this shit as a dude if you know the lyrics. And another line that I liked very much was, you need a seat? I'll volunteer. It takes away the seriousness of the song, but it's very important for the story of the album, which I feel as though the story is we're in a relationship. Lunch is like the fun part of the relationship, and then slowly starts getting sadder over time until she accepts that she won't have this person anymore. Chihiro, that shit is still in my top 5. It even got better with the lyrics involved. At first, it was more like sonically pleasing, but when I listened to the album, I could hear the production, like decisions that Phineas made, and then the lyrics on top of that, it made the song like 10 times better. One of my favorite lines from the track was actually the hook, which was, did you take my love away from me? The song really feels like a plea to get back together. Like Lunch was more of the fun song, and this song is a very good contrast from that last song, which was supposed to be more up-tempo and fun. And I like how it transitions in the song, like in the second verse, where it has like this techno electronic synth going on where it goes that shit. I think that was that song that did that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm recording this a day later, but that part of the song, it gave it like this spacey feel that made you feel like, oh wait, it's turning into something different slowly. And that techno electronic like synth that I was talking about for the second verse comes back towards the end of the album, and it feels like you're just being dragged away into a different place and like a different entire plane. Like it was such a beautiful like transition for the song. And I feel like this song was just overall just, if I had to give it one word, just beautiful. I fucked with the song. Like, this is probably my favorite song on the entire album. Birds of a Feather got even better with the lyrics, and it basically hides like sadness with beauty and like up-tempo-ness. So like the beat is more up-tempo, this pop kind of beat, and it's hiding like, oh, I'm depressed, I'm sad, but here's some fun. Because it starts off with her basically saying, I want you to die with me. I want you to be with me forever. And she basically says that in the track when she says, I want you to stay till I'm in the grave, till I ride away, dead and buried. This track feels more like it's showing her obsession for this person and basically saying, I love you. Like I said before with Lunch, transitions from like, okay, we're having fun. This is at the beginning of the relationship. And now this is like the slow decay of the relationship and her coping with losing this person. And this is her way of coping. The next line that stuck out to me was when she said, and if I'm turning blue, please don't save me. Nothing left to lose without my baby. Basically saying, if I can't have this person, I'd rather just die. This feels like more of her like I said before, her way of coping, and this is like her being sad that this relationship is over. And now that I'm listening to it for the second time, I feel like I have more appreciation for the song. The first time, I really like idolized her vocalization. This time, I like the vocalization and how it matches up with the lyrics and how she wants to present the lyrics, right? And still keeping the song consistent and making the song catchy and making it stick to your head, right? L'amour de ma vie, at first I did not fuck with this song. On the first listen, I thought it was fucking ass. The second listen, I'm not gonna lie, it was fantastic. I liked the engineering on the track, especially. When the song went from this like quiet, okay, listen to every word that Billie is saying, to this techno pop beat, and then on top of that, flooding her vocals with autotune to match this techno, cyberpunky feeling part of the album, it just made it like fire. I don't know what it is, like why I didn't like it the first time. Maybe I wasn't really listening, but on the speakers, I rewinded it. I played it twice. This might like, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite, but it might be top 2. And to me, the song just felt like it was her in her toxic era. I don't know if this was supposed to be in the perspective of her, if this is supposed to be the perspective of the dude, what direction, like how is the story being told, right? Because in the beginning of the album, I don't know if it's like, okay, this is a dude that hurt her, or if it's like 2 lesbians, you get what I'm saying? So I'm kind of confused where we're going with the album, but I'm kind of piecing the story together. I just don't know the genders. Let's just call them both non-binary and move on, right? But the first half of the album just felt like the perspective of like somebody being heartbroken, and this second half of the album feels like the person that's doing the heartbreaking. With the lyric of, I told you a lie when I said you were the love of my life. I don't know if this is supposed to be painting her as the villain, but this is basically, this person is painting themselves as the villain now, instead of the one that's being hurt, I'm assuming. Like I said before, I don't really know who's the main character of the story. Is it her, right? Is she this person that got hurt and it became the villain, acting like she doesn't care anymore? And then, which would make more sense once we talk about the next song, which is the last song that I have on my list. But at this point of the album, I didn't really understand like where she was going. Now we're gonna talk about Blue, the last song on my list. It's still here, still a 10 out of 10 track. I would definitely re-listen to this song. I like that bittersweet transitions to Blue. I didn't notice that at first, but like it was very beautiful, and it had like this, I can't really remember off the top of my head, but like basically the notes that were being played were the notes that were played, or like the notes that were being played on the synth were basically how she sung the hook of Blue. So it like showed like, oh, here's a preview of the next song. This track, now that I read the lyrics, feels like a callback to everything that happened. It really solidifies that this is a really good final track. You have certain lines coming back, which are direct callbacks to previous tracks, such as Birds of a Feather, Now I'm Ashamed, I'm Trying My Best, Don't Know What's in Store. This song feels like a reflection, hence her talking about her feeling blue. It feels like you're in your room in the dark and you're just thinking to yourself, I thought I was over you, but I'm really not. I like that the song transitions to like this I don't want to say trap, but you can hear the 808s come in now, and the song sounds like it's hitting a darker turn. And she matches that with her vocalization. So instead of her higher pitched, she goes really low into her chest voice. About right here. So she's basically just matching the energy of the song. The song is sounding darker, now she has to sound darker. And then she basically leaves that dark place and goes back to her normal voice, her high-pitched, normal Billie Eilish voice, which is basically her showing like, oh, I'm realizing I'm sad, and now she's in this darker place, and then she's working out of that darker place again. It's basically her going through the tunnel and going out of the tunnel. She's in a new place. Maybe that's not how she intended it, but that's how I interpreted it. On the second listen, I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. There's only 2 songs that I don't really like on here. Obviously, listening to a track 2 times is not gonna give you everything that you need. But I really fuck with this album on the second listen, and I definitely would re-listen to this album if I felt like it. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't really feel like it. So I'm just gonna choose the songs that I like and listen to them forever. But it's been sweet. Make sure you comment any albums you think I should listen to. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'm out.